The star of today will be ice cream, and the flavor is going to be toasted rice. One of the main ingredients that's really important, of course, is sticky rice, also called glutinous rice. And so we have it in a few different renditions here. This is just raw sticky rice. This is after it being soaked overnight. This is already cooked sticky rice that's been dehydrated because it never gets thrown away ever. So sticky rice is always, it's really near and dear to every Laotian's heart and really important. I chose this dish because, again, the importance of rice to Southeast Asians, especially to Laotians, is really important, especially this rice. That goes back to even when people had to flee during civil war in Laos, and some were even contemplating not because they were asking themselves, well, what are we going to eat? Where are we going to get sticky rice? They don't have that. So the importance of rice to an Asian, a Southeast Asian, a Laotian is really important. So this is a special pot right here. As you can see, it has this kind of conical shape and a conical bamboo basket. Now we are just getting some water for the pot. We're going to bring it to a boil and start steaming our rice. So I'll put in my sticky rice now. You have to really get every grain of rice out because it's still cemented in my head that when my grandmother would say you have to eat every grain of rice. And our rice is bubbling and steaming away. Next, we're gonna get started on puffing our rice. We're gonna heat it up to about 400 degrees. Add in the rice carefully. It should puff up within 30 seconds. After your puffed rice is finished, you could always elect to add a little bit of salt. That gives it, it helps to bring out the flavor a little bit. So we're just gonna put a little bit of sea salt on this. We are gonna start our caramel. So I'm gonna add just a little bit of sugar at a time while I'm stirring with this spatula. I can kind of see the grains of the sugar. So we want them to totally melt. I think we are about ready to drizzle the caramel over the rice. Our sticky rice had finished. The way you would prepare this rice, you would take it out and put it on something like a sheet pan would work. My grandmother used an old rice bag and she sewed the edges of it and used that as her rice fanning mat. So this process is really just about cooling off the rice so it doesn't stay extra sticky. But as you can see, the grains have become slightly translucent. Laos is the only country that eats sticky rice or glutinous rice as a staple. So generally what we would do is have a little bit in your hand. You can get a little bit and kind of make it into a spoon shape where you could then pick up some sauces or something like that and eat it with your fish or meat or whatever you have. And generally this also gets put into another traditional storage basket. So next on the list, we'd like to show you how to toast the rice. And so this is just glutinous rice, and we'll toast it, continually stirring until it becomes nice and dark. But once you mix it with all of these other ingredients, the sugar and all of that, you really only get a small essence of bitterness, which I think really adds to the character and is a very accepted flavor in Laos. All right, so this next part is actually making the actual ice cream base. First thing we'll do is we'll heat up the heavy cream and the rice milk, and you'll want to bring this to just below a simmer. While this is getting hot, what I'm gonna do is add the egg yolks into this bowl and the muscovado sugar, and we want to whisk. And what we'll do is we will temper this mixture into the eggs. Okay, you'll see the mixture thicken just slightly, and then after that we'll cool it down and churn the ice cream base. So that is your little rocher of ice cream. We could top it with a little bit more caramelized puffed rice, and you can add anything else you want to that. Thank you so much for joining me for this demo. Thank you, ACRS, for having me. It's been a wonderful time to show you a little bit about an ingredient from my culture, as well as making it very approachable. Thank you so much.